Okay, hello everyone. Today is a day that I'm going to basically get rid of this gray. Now, I did do one treatment, as you can see, the gray turned into a nice blonde. But I still have some here. I still have more gone all the way through that I still want to get rid of, as I can see here. I did get rid of some of this, but still inside you can see some of the grays and some here, and of course all the way through. Now it was completely this color before. I'm really upset that I didn't take a pictures. This was the color that was before, and this is the color that turned now. And I didn't use any bleach. I used hydrogen peroxide. So this is, I did use a 40 volume. This I do believe is a 20 volume because now I am doing it for third time and it's only been 4 days. Okay, so let's start. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I do these videos because I want you to see for your own eyes the great results you can get by following some of my. Again, I'm not a hairdresser. I had to learn because of the epidemic. I self-taught myself how to bleach my hair from completely black gray hair. And being a 55-year-old woman, I do not look good with gray hair, and especially even with platinum white silver hair. So let's start with the lightest golden blonde that I chose. This is amazing color. If you're going to invest any money, you will want to get this. I do believe is available at the Sally's beauty places. There's their own perfect color brilliance. Leaves your hair soft, shine, and not orange or yellow or red, even if you are going to be coloring the black part of your hair. Okay, so you're going to need one or two boxes. This is now my second box that I'm going through. They're only, I do believe, between, depending on the place you get on the internet, between $13 to sometimes just $9 on sale. You're going to need some ties. You're going to need a brush, plastic brush, and a non-metal bowl. Of course, like I mentioned, yeah, this is 9% volume because, like I said, I've used the 40% for the last couple of times. Now, to pre-treat your hair, now I know it looks really like a mess, but the reason why is because what you want to do is you don't really want to wash your hair before doing this. You want to moisturize as much as possible. Again, the miracle of Olaplex. I have put straight Olaplex. I usually just spray it, and as you can see the difference from my other video, when I do spray it, I do get a curl because it is light. And but of course, I've left it overnight. That's another thing too. Usually you wash it away. When I just spray it, I can just leave it throughout the whole time because it's diluted. So number 3 is very important. If you have any type of Olaplex oil, as you can see, I used the whole bottle. Now, I don't recommend this if you have curly hair. I only recommend if you're doing any treatment. I recommend to use it before, not after. And of course, then I finish it sealing it with the conditioner. This is not the leave-in conditioner. I usually have the other leave-in conditioner from Olaplex, but this time I used just a regular conditioner, really heavy. After my hair was soaked with the spray, with applying this, sealing it with the oil, and of course now with the Olaplex. Of course, I don't have the scalp cleanser, but in this particular time too, you want to have the scalp cleanser to make sure to cleanse your scalp from what you're going to be doing, and especially after all these heavy duty conditioning. Now, I use this brush. This is another review that I love this brush. I do not like any brushes. I did not brush my hair ever for almost for a whole year until I discovered this brush. And I will brush my hair with this brush. It does not pull any hair, will not take anything off my head. So, now I'm going to do another treatment of conditioning to prepare my hair again for the treatment. So, apologize. I don't know what's in my throat. Okay, so if you haven't watched my videos on this before, all I do is use probably about a pea size of the Olaplex number 3. You can only do it with this, and the entire bottle full, and shake it until we have a nice little foam and it's creamy white. Not too white and not too light. And that just is your indication that you're doing a really good job at it. So now it says to use on dry hair. So the reason why we're going to be needing this is because we don't want to just splatter the coloring all over and not having natural highlights. So what we're going to do is we're going to twist one of these here like this. Then we're going to get the next guy and we're going to twist it like this. Then we're going to get this other guy in here. We're going to split it in two like this, and we're going to twist. Okay, now what we want to do is, if you have a clip, it'll make it much easier. If you don't have a clip, you're just going to use some of these in the meantime. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to take this one, then this one, all these three that I twisted. Now it's important that you do twist them and try to twist them from the top, because you want that separation, you want that twist, because when you're going to put the coloring on there, you want the highlights to be broken, or the color to be broken by the twists, so that you are going to get a spiral looking more, or you're going to have a more broken, because the color is not going to become more, it's not going to be uniform. It's not going to be splattered uniformly across your entire hair. So that then that's why you're not going to catch all of your white hair on the first time, because some of them are not going to be totally exposed. But you're going to catch most of them. But the most important is that you're not going to have to worry about trying to put your hair through a cap. You're not going to have to try to put your hair through, or try to have tin foil. This is just the touch up at home, fast. I'm in a hurry, you know. As you can see now, I'm twisting. I'm not doing what I'm talking about. So I'm twisting this as far as I can go at the top. Then I'm grabbing this other one here that I just going to finish twisting. And then I'm going to braid them. And that's the other trick that you want to do, because the twist and the braids are going to break up your color to be absorbed or penetrate. So this is what I'm going to do in an even manner, on a flat manner. You want to create a 3D, that's the word I was looking to go. You want to create a 3D effect with your color, especially if you want a balayage. Okay, that's the correct way of pronouncing it. Dark balayage, and then you want light. So this is what you do. So you twist again. These kind of got loose. You want them to have them really nice and tight, because you want to get the color in here underneath where your grays are really hiding. So there you go. See, I got that. And then this is the most important part, is where the dark part is, where you want the twist and the braid, because the rest you're not really going to touch. And I'm not going to really touch this really, because already done, unless you need to touch them, but I already have done them and they're light enough. So then you see how even too with the conditioner, you have, okay, so you see how the braid like that is now. Now you want to take this too that you said, well, that's the middle of that nowhere. Okay, so you're going to twist that, and then you're going to make one full braid between these three. See how it's, and as you go down, it becomes, again, the 3D effect is going to really show in the twists too, because now you said, well, those twists don't look that twist. Some of them blend right in there. Now here is where I'm going to split this braid, because what I want to show you is now I have this problem here, all this gray stuff right back here. So what I'm going to do is, do I have a pin? Yes, I do. Okay, so I'm going to take this pin, and any clip will do, and I'm going to just pin my hair right now for this moment to get them out of my way so I can get to this. So this is really the back that you can see, again, where my really a lot of gray hairs are. And again, another big chunk. You don't need to make them exactly, actually more unexact or are more uneven they are, better it is for this, because like I said, you want to create a 3D effect of having highlights without going through. Okay, so you see now that these are still nice and rolled. I'm going to do this. Now, I'm not going to go through and do all of my hair. I just wanted to show you this. And then, of course, I'm going to take this and I'm going to twist it. And then I'm going to take this and this that I just tucked away and braid it all into one big braid. And then I'm going to show you how far I'm going to put the color and where I'm going to put the color after I do this side. Yes, that looks very pretty right now. Basically, as you can see, I didn't only do one, I did, or exactly the same on either side. I did, again, as random as possible. As you can see, they're a little bit, the points are a little bit conditioned, and as you can see, I made sure that I put extra conditioner on the ends, especially if you have, and just whatever left, just on tiny bit on the actual hair, so to just protect it. So especially the ends, I'm not gonna do anything on the ends. I'm gonna show you where exactly I'm gonna put it, but just to protect the ends when you do wash it away and things like that. I wanted to show you before I mix it up. Doing basically is 1-to-1 ratio. I do have enough to do 2-to-1 ratio. And what that means is 2 parts of the peroxide or the activator or whatever you want to call it, and the coloring. I used the whole tube as much as I could squish, and the reason why I'm doing it 2-to-1 so that I get much more brighter color, just like the direction says. Sometimes you just have to go by feel, see whatever nice and whipped form it comes in, but that's basically the ratio. That's on the direction. I'm going to leave it for about 35 minutes. For at least, if not 40. Now, don't be afraid. This is with 40%. This is only 9%. So even if I do, and I did that 2-to-1 ratio, and it still did not turn my hair red or orange, and it was totally gray and black. Okay, this is the consistency that you want, almost like a nice whipped cream. You want to take the extra time to make sure all the lumps are gone, and then you can apply it directly. Now, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to apply the very first. So, what I would do is be extremely generous, okay? In this case, you don't want your hair to dry out, Oh yeah, you're gonna need a plastic bag or something. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make that even more lighter. And this is all I'm going to do. I noticed too, it does not burn on the skin. Now, all of these products you can get online. Sally Beauty. I don't have any links for you because I'm not sponsored. So you're going to have to do a little bit of search. But you can get yourself with you know, your own account with Sally and you can get this. This is you do want this. It comes in the mail. This is the only color you want. I've used so many other colors to burn my hair, and as you can see, I'm not doing all the way down the braid. Okay, so that's basically it, and I'm going to be going through like this through the whole hair. Like I said, be very generous, and then of course have a plastic bag to cover. Don't get too close to your roots right on top. I am very sensitive and it does not bother me, but this is just for the making sure that you get the effect. Now, as you can see, I'm getting right where the grays are. And again, I'm not going all the way down the braid. I just want to get the dark spots, grays away. And I want it to blend in. And the braids are going to make it all nice and blend in and get rid of all of that. Like I said, this is the third time I've done it. Does not in any way, shape, or form damage your hair if you do it right. And I will get back to you. Okay, here I am. I wanted to show you. This is basically as generous. You want to be extremely generous. This is one of the tricks in not burning your hair too, that they don't tell you, is that you want to be as generous with this as much as possible because you don't want it to dry. Now another thing I wanted to show you too is see how I can get in the back of the braid, on the top of the braid. So I'm very, very flexible in getting the hair everywhere I want, and you want this to fall into the cracks of the braid so that it will give you that uh, three-dimensional finish look. Okay, so now that I showed you, okay, so even if I use, like you see, I used it all, and there's like maybe one more because I hate wasting it. And I'm gonna see if this braid, yeah, this braid won't mind having a little bit underneath. And there we go. And probably this one be too bad if I put some more on there. Okay, so this is a secret. You want to have them really, really moist, and then you want to have them covered. And it's going to be, so well, how are you going to do so now? You're going to keep the braids that are down. You don't want to have them getting stuck with any of the product. Try to keep them separate with the product that they have. And this is what you're going to do. Just squeeze the little braid all around the actual plastic bag. And you see how easy? Now you got them all compartment. I'm sure you've seen the plastic bag before in the head, but I wanted to show you how easy it is just to have a compartmental and without getting any of the product anywhere else. Okay, except maybe on my shirt. All right, I'll be back after I wash, rinse, and conditioner. Okay, so I'm back. What I wanted to show you is after I have washed at least 3 times, put scalp cleanser and conditioned in between each washing. I have now, as you can see, then of course I put the number 3 Olaplex, left it on wet hair overnight, and as you can see, this is now, I just woke up and I want to show you, and then I braided them again, okay? Now, before I washed them too, I took the elastic out and I just rinsed out without any shampoo, just the actual coloring. And as you can see, I'm really satisfied. Now I'm going to open it and then I'm going to show you how well it will look. On this side too, as you can see, is the white now. If it's not platinum, it's blonde. Okay? I wanted to show you live what I'm going to do. Now, to do this, this is the next day. As you can see, my hair are not fried. My hair are a little bit frizzy here, but they're not fried from having me bleaching, coloring my hair, not bleaching, coloring my hair the last 3 days in a row to get rid of all of my um, grays and to make a much lighter color. As you can see, it did a really nice job. Now, I took the braid apart, as you can see the earlier video. This is the Olaplex Conditioner you want, number 5. Now, it's very, very thick. And this same bottle, I always get really thick at the bottom. Add some more water, shake it, and you'll have another full bottle of conditioner because it's really, really thick. It's really, really nourishing, amazing. I love the smell, everything about it. So I left that overnight, and I put this in between the washing of the hair. So that's very important because even when you are shampooing and trying to get your coloring out of your scalp. Now another thing that I don't have with me again is the scalp cleanser, and you wanna make sure that you use that in between the shower to cleanse and wash away the residue of the coloring because it really sticks onto your scalp. Okay, now bend over because this little thing, I think, okay, it's too low. Okay, so okay, just sorry about that. Okay, so the shampoo, the Olaplex, if you can afford it, I really recommend it. It lasts a very long time, and it's the line that makes it everything. Now, then of course I rinsed it out and everything else, and then I left in my number 3, like I was mentioning earlier, and I used to have a bottle. Doesn't matter. You want to do a whole week worth of repair. It's worth $15. Okay. So then of course I used a whole bottle of this spray that is number 0. Not too much of it, very little. A millimeter, this much of the actual bottle from there to here. Okay, very small amount, and then this entire bottle of water. Sprayed that before, and then of course I made the other spray with the number 3, like I showed earlier, that until it's nice and milky. And as you can see, I went through that amount. Okay, now this morning I'm not going to need this because I find that this by itself too, it is quite dry. Okay, you want to use this only on wet hair. Okay, now I am going to use this on my dry hair. Okay, so I'm going to show you live, and the reason why I went through all this long explanation is because I want to show you how fantastic this spray is in not only forming the curls, but of course moisturizing. People don't like using that word. Your hair are not dry or frizzy. Well, whatever you want to call them, I don't like it. So you want to trench, and I mean trench your hair totally wet with this. So it looks like you just had a shower. And yeah, put it all over, especially where you feel dry. Now, at this stage, you do not want to use a brush, and you just want to use your fingers, and you don't even want to run your fingers too much through it. You already did that before you braided, before you went to bed, to keep the moisture in, to let it from drying out. And that's another reason why I want to really emphasize on using the braids right after. You say, well, that's going to add extra stress. No, that's going to keep it from drying too fast. It's going to keep the moisture in your hair for much longer. And that's one of the tricks I find. Now, a lot of people coming going to say, oh, yeah, there are protective hairstyles and they do work. Yes, they do work, especially if you just did a lot to your hair. Now, I want to show you what a nice, as you can see now, I have natural streaks without going through hours and hours of torture with the cap or whatever other system. And as you can see, the hair now are coming out really nice. Nice color. Just like you, I'm for the first time seeing this color. I know that it works because I've done it with the other two other applications, and I wanted to show you how well it worked. Now again, make sure you get a lot on your ends. You want those ends saturated. You don't want any fly away. Again, your ends. Now, it's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. If you want to add some cleanser, I'm going to add some scalp cleanser after, and then I'm going to put, see, I'm just running my hand right through it. They're very smooth, they're not tangling, they're not frizzy, they feel very, very good. And just by doing that, you're not only separating the hair, but you're letting it saturate through, and you don't need to have a brush. Now, like I showed you the brush before, if you want to do it, you want to use this when your hair is totally completely soaked in the shower, then separate them and make them into braids. But that's the only time you ever want to use a brush. The rest of the time, especially if you have curly hair, because it's just going to frizz. Nothing I have against brushes, it's just for curly hair, it's just. Okay, I will be back and I will show you. Now, if you feel, this is very important, if you feel all of a sudden, see these strands all of a sudden really dried up, I just put it on, I just showed you in 30 seconds, it's dried up. Again, do another application. Be very, very generous with the product. More generous you are, faster you're going to see the results. It's just the way it is. If you're going to be stingy, it's going to happen. Now again, I don't have associations with it. I'm telling you because of this working. You're going, oh yeah, she wants you to use more. You want to use more for getting the results. Now you want the results to have them slower and then have compounding. Sometimes it might be say, oh, it's not working because you're not being generous, because then you got extra compounding things. Okay, so now is soap. I'm going to put some cleanser, so because I sprayed some of that sticky stuff onto my scalp, but I wanted to get to the top of the hair where we're being damaged by the color. And then I'm going to put my head upside down, massage it a bit. You don't need to see that. And then, of course, if it dries and any fast drying, see, it's not happening now, I'll just spray it on. And the right ratio will just be perfect. It will not make the hair sticky. It's not going to make the hair heavy. It's just going to coat it really, really nice. And I find that with this, especially number 3, for it to be really, really effective, you want the water. So instead of bathing all day long, that's one way of doing it. Okay, so I'll show you once it's dry. Hey, I'm back. I just wanted to show you the cleanser that I'm using. Is from the Image of Eternity line. And all you do is do this. Natural ingredients to cleanse the scalp. And all you need to do is just do this for 5 seconds. Just in case for the ones that don't know how to use it. And you want to get right to the scalp, not to the hair, because this will dry up the hair. And you want to get to where, right at the front, where most of the hair are thin. And of course, the scalp and the crown. Okay, don't get it in your eyes. So basically, that's it. And then you turn your head upside down, you massage a little bit, and that's it. You can do it 2 or 3 times during the day. The more you do it again, faster it works, cleans out the hair follicles and pores and things like that. You feel nice, great, fantastic for your hair. Well, hello everyone. Just like you, I'm very satisfied with my foliage gray coverage. And as you can see, it's looking very nice, just like I expected for the way that I'm going to show you in the video. Now, right now, it is the next day, so because of the conditioner that I left in number of the Olaplex, you are see as you can see now, it's the top is looking like nice and blended and everything else. Now, for leaving number 5 in of the Olaplex, you're gonna have a little bit of a gel-like stiff, but this is gonna go away very, very fast. All I need to do is just spray the sprayer that you're gonna see in the following video. So basically, um, this is doing 3 treatments, as you know, as I'm repeating myself again, but if you're just tuning in right now. 3 treatments for me to cover my gray. I did a half a tube, a whole tube, and then the rest of the other half a tube. So I used 2 of these tubes. And I am very, very satisfied with the gray coverage. As you can see, the gray coverage is inside out, looking very natural. I did not ruin the balayage and the highlights that I had. So the following video that you're going to be watching is basically um, 25 minutes plus making the braid. So if you want to call it a 1 hour treatment, if you want to count the washing of hair and everything else, of making your coverage of your grays and having unpainful highlights and still maintaining a dark balayage. Okay, I just noticed here that I could have used a little bit more of the grays, but just to give you an example here. So in about a month or so, if I really am upset about this or something, I think I will just cover it once my hair dry more because they're still wet. Um, and of course, they still have that crunchy extra conditioner on it. Once it become much more fluffy and soft and everything else, we'll cover all of that. But yeah, I'm very, very satisfied. The total cost, besides the fact if you already have your Olaplex, if you're just tuning in, please watch my Olaplex video comparison to where to shop and get the best price if you're in Canada, because it does come out from California. It's amazing. Like I said, I'm not sponsored, but there's nothing the rest of my life I'm not going to use, especially that I'm planning to stay blonde for maybe another 30 years at least, 40 years, since I'm going to be at least, 90 by that time. Okay, so, and of course this color. I cannot overemphasize this color too. Like I said, you can pick this up online on Sally. You can pick this up too on Amazon if you want. It still comes from the Olaplex. Some do, some don't, so be careful. That's basically what I heard. So thank you for tuning in, and leave me any questions if you have any questions. But yeah, this is a 55-year-old woman that did her balayage in under an hour for the cost of 2 permanent color sticks. So about let's say full price, $30. Okay, so if you're watching me, you must like my hair color and the way I am covering my gray just by using hair color that is $14 a tube, and doing my ombre. And as you can see, is turning out quite nice. The reason why I have all of this out of my face is because I want to show you where really my grays are all underneath are now blended in, and my hair are not cooked. Now, of course, on top of here, they're not red, but they're brown, and the color is blending quite nicely in a twist form. My favorite is the one right at the front. And so it's this one right here. I have it like this to show you the inside. Again, looking nice. The grays are blending in with the blonde. I could do just a little bit more underneath there if I really desire. But once these take form and everything takes form, as you can see, you don't see it. I covered the ones in here that were very gray, and now they're very nice and brown. The same as the ones on top. Tiny, tiny bit here. I really wanted, I could do another couple of more, but no need. Looks really good. I am really pleased. So, like I said, if you want to know how I did this, all you need to do is watch, I do believe is less than 20-minute video, and you'll be able to see what a nice job. And like I said, this is 24 hours after I did 3 coloring, and both colors cost me $17 each. Some leftover developer, and of course my favorite conditioner and shampoo and product line, Olaplex. And what else? Oh, of course, Scalp Cleanser to clean, and that's from Image of Eternity. Now, this is the result. If you want this result, stay tuned, continue watching this video. And if you do want any more updates on the new craziest ideas I have as a 55-year-old woman, or the best products I use and I recommend as a 55-year-old woman, just subscribe. Thank you for listening.